Good evening.
Another class, and thank God we were able to make some progress. Um, our first class was introduction, and we did topographic, which we just smoothen up your topographic map before we got started with this. So today's class, we're going to be on that. Our schedule shows that we have to work on geologic map, and I know that you know what geologic map is. So, like we've said in the very introductory class where we had a brief, that geologic map are thematic maps. And when we say thematic maps, that means they focus on specific themes. And the theme that geology focus on is themes about information about the earth. And so geologic maps, they represent lithologic informations about the earth. So when we work on it on GIS, we try to represent those lithologies spatially. We try to represent those lithologies spatially, like something like this. So we know that, okay, if we are given a study area and then we've gone to the feed, we've acquired some specific informations about the rock types, you know, collected some informations about, joints, some structural informations, joint, fold, fractures, veins, etc. So for us as geologists, our overall output from every feed endeavor is to come up with a map that shows the spatial distribution, because we believe that the whole earth is made up of what? Of rocks. So how are these rocks distributed in a two, is it two dimension? Yeah, let me say in a 2D, in 2D, yes. So we try to represent them. So what you can see on my screen is a sample of a geologic map, made for, a particular area after a field work in Niger State, that's Lapai area. And then you can see from the legend that it's made up of quartzites. Very little occurrence of quartzite was found on that feed. Biotite granite nice, you can see, at the upper part, not upper part, followed the granite mines, which is the major rock type within the area, and the porphyritic granite also, which occurs alongside, and the magmatic nice. So notice that this legend, the legend is always arranged from youngest to the oldest. So we have the magmatite nice as the oldest, followed by porphyritic, intruded by the granite. Just intruded by the granite nice. So we have those graduations like that. So we want to see how we can create this. So this is going to be in two forms. So we're going to have the ones we're going to create from pre-existing maps, because sometimes they can give you a particular work and tell you, please create this map, digitize this map for us. So we're going to take the process of creating geologic map from pre-existing maps and also creating geologic maps from scratch. So what I meant from scratch is when you go to the feed and then you acquire data across your study area, how do you represent it spatially using these software tools that is at your disposal? So that's the two aspects. So, but for today, we're going to be looking at how do we digitize, pre-existing maps of specific places. And so we're going to get into it, one after the other. So first of all is we need to get a map of a particular place, and to get a map of specific places, I know NGSA, provides us some access to some data. If they provide us access to some data, geologic data, mostly in PDF format. They mostly provide us that data in PDF format. So you can just search for NGSA, which you have to do. You just search for NGSA and then click enter. And then, so those are the sites. You want to download, geologic maps in PDF, because they don't provide, shape files for us online for free access. I don't know if they sell it also within. So we're going to download. What's the code? Oh, my phone. We're going to download for Southwest. We're going to use Southwest for the sample, but you're going to use southeast. So I want you to use for your state where you schooled for yours. But it's just the same process, just apply it to different area. So I think it's taking time to load. It's not loading. Where is that site? It can be reached. I think that site is currently down. But the map, I have it on my system. But I want to just show you the process. I want to show you the process of downloading it. So the site is currently down. So that's some of the issues we have, but that's not a challenge. So let me show you. I'm just going to go to my system. Let me show you the map. I'm going to go to my system, go to download. Okay, sorry, documents. Go to my ArcGIS Pro. Select geologic map. So I have south map. It's in PDF. I have north central map. This is PDF. I downloaded it from NGS. I have a lot of them. Okay, I think they should be on my other system. Okay, this is it. So I have a lot of them here. I have quite a lot. So you see Adamawa, Ajegunle, but we don't need this one. What we just need is we have north central, we have northeast, we have northwest, we have southeast, southwest. So this is southeast PDF format. This is southeast map in PDF format. Audio of southeast. This is it in PDF format. Mm. So you can be given this map, and then they tell you, please help us to create the geologic map of a particular location within the southeast, and then they provide the coordinates for you. So you can just import the coordinate on ArcGIS and then load this map and see where those areas fall in, and then just digitize out for them. So we're going to do it for Ekiti. So we're going to take example of, let's say we're given the map of southwest, the whole of southwest, and then they require us to provide just the geologic map of Ekiti state. Let me open for that of southwest. Let me open for that of southwest. This is southwest here. So let's say please, we need the map of Ekiti state. So what I need, when I say we need the map, we can get the individual map of Ekiti, but because you don't want to just work isolated, you want to look at the geology in respect to other closer locations, because geology is not restricted by political boundaries, like So this is the map of the whole of southwest, all the states in the southwest, Lagos, Ibadan, Ogun, Oyo, Ekiti, Osun, and so on. So, and then this Ekiti here, this is Ekiti around there. Do you want to see Ekiti around there? Can you see it?
Yes.
So they now give us the challenge to just create the geologic map of this Ekiti. Let's show what rock types are within all of this local government, and then we'll digitize it. So we're going to tell what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to do for today's class. It's not going to take us so much time because it's mostly, creating, digitizing and so on. So let's go to our tool. Let's go to our tool. So this is our tool. So I'm going to open our, we're still in week 1. So open my Mary Azike projects week 1. Let's it load. Okay, so these are, so if we've created a geologic map before during our, so I'll just switch to the geologic map tab. So it's empty. So the first thing we do whenever we want to create map of that kind is to import that PDF file. So actually, ArcGIS actually permits the import of other data, and you can have georeference PDF files. When I say georeference PDF files, those are PDF files that you can import and then they automatically show on the exact locations where they belong to on the earth. Let's take for example, let's try that. Let's check because sometimes you might not even know if a PDF is georeference until you add it. Like I only figured that out when when I've been working on some maps and I noticed that when I added it, the map, went to that specific location it covered on the earth. Let's try that with this. We'll go to map. We're going to go to add data. Go to browse. Let's go and browse for that. Let's go and browse for that file. But for this one we're adding, they are not georeference, but there's one I've already georeferenced already, which is what we are going to use so that we can work fast. Okay, well, we don't need to work fast. I'll show you all those steps. So let's go to, it's in GIS data, right? Geologic map. And then we're looking for southwest, right? Hello, Mary, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so
Southwest.
southwest, and then I click OK. And so whenever you import a data that does not have a georeference or has a coordinate, it's going to notify you. So for this, it's asking the PDF options, which page you want to import, just one page, yes. What resolution? I want to use 500 so that when I zoom in, I can get more information as clear as possible. And then I use RGB. RGB is, and then I click OK. So the system is also going to read if the file is georeferenced or not. If it is not georeferenced, it's going to notify you up here, telling you that the following data doesn't have spatial transformation. But it seems this might have.
Hmm.
Let me turn it off now.
But that's a good picture.
You said? So this,
I'm just saying it came in as a picture.
yes, because it's a PDF file. So now look at this. It's showing us it's showing us the file like this. So how do we confirm again if it is georeference or not? You see that it's covering almost the whole of Nigeria, which is not supposed to be. But this is Lagos here, right? So Southwest is just supposed to cover all this area here, right? Let's know. So now, other thing we're going to do now is let's import our shape file so that we
Yeah.
work with the shape files of that area. Let's import our shape file. Go to map, add data, browse. Let's go and import the shape file. So GIS data, go back, go to shape file, go to Nigeria. Okay, let's go back. Let's use this one. Um, I think we downloaded some data that last class, right?
Yes.
And then I want to use the one we downloaded so that we stick with.
You probably go to ArcGIS my own
Yes, Pro.
tutorial file.
So we can data, and then we'll go to which one do we add? Which one are we going to add?
Wait. Yeah, the one the cursor is on.
Okay, that's NGL.
And then enter admin bank.
So we're going to add. Which one? Are we going to add one, two, or three? 0, 1, or 2?
10 is the Nigeria.
So which?
One is the states.
So which one are we going to add?
Admin one.
Admin one. That's good. So click OK. So admin one. So whenever no, we're not working throughout the whole of Nigeria, right? We are only working where within the southwest, right?
Wait, okay.
So now, if we're working within the southwest, we need to isolate the shapefile of the states of the southwest out of these ones, right? So let's do
Mm-hmm.
that. So what do? We right click on this, we open the attribute table. We open the attribute table. So there are other processes we can follow that. I can just look at the attribute table and then I can select all the states that belongs to the southwest, right? That's one step. We're going to do that step. I'll do like this. So which state what are the states in the southwest? What is the first state?
Mm-hmm. Edo.
In southwest? No. It is going to be in south.
Mhm.
So Ekiti, southwest. Um come down. You're going to see Kwara is not central. Lagos is southwest. Lagos is southwest. Oshun, the O,
Okay.
Ogun, Ondo, Oshun, Oyo. Those are the six states within the southwestern zone. You see it? So once we do it like this, we what do we do? Once we've selected it, hmm? Once we've selected layers, we do what? We create layer from this selection, right? So
Mm-hmm.
how do we create layer? You right click on that selection and then go to data, not data right, sorry. You go to selection and then what? Create layer from selected feature. When you turn off this, let's close our attribute table. What is selected? What is only selected? Our southwest
The southwest
the southwest
map
states are all selected.
region.
Yes, that's that's one step in selecting your southwest state. Now, if you know grow up faster, like when I what I mean by that is the second method to select your this thing. Let me clear this. Let me go to view. Okay, sorry. Edit. Go to edit and then I'll click clear. So the another method to select your area of interest whenever you're working with shapefiles is to use the edit and then use the this is select by polygon. So when I know my state, you can know your state by just turning off labeling. You label you label your polygons. So it's labeling them. You see that you can see your state, right? Can you see your state?
Yeah. Okay. Wait. You click the polygon from edit,
No,
and then you turned on the layer, and the labels came out.
yes, I will just right click and then I'll tell it label features. I'll click on labels. So it's going to label it for me. So I can see all the names of all the states in these polygons or in this shapefile. So I can see all the old southways. I know the southways are located within the same geographic location. So I can just start selecting them. Select the first one, which is Lagos, or select Lagos. Oh, sorry. Instead of doing this way, just go to map, go to select by rectangle rather. Select this. This is selected. Select this. You're going to press shift down. Select the next one. You're still holding shift down. Select the next one. Select until you select everything. Although, so you see audio states in the southwest. So once you create it like this, you can follow the same process by right clicking and then what? Selection and then make layer from selected feature. It's going to also create a layer. So I'm not going to create another one because we've created one already. So we'll just stick with that. I'll turn this off and then this one we've created, I'll turn it on and then I'll rename it because it's good to always rename your content so that you can easily trace every data you're working with. So I will name it the Southwest region. Press enter. Southwest region. When I've done this, I don't need to see these colors. In this way, I'll right click on the symbol and then click this holo, black holo. So you can see that I can see its relation to the base map. And then while working more with this southwest, I right click and then zoom to the southwest so I can see it more clearly. So this is the region we want to work on, right? This is the region of our interest.
Mm.
But our main place of interest is where?
Ekiti.
Ekiti. So we're going to also create, you know, for Ekiti also. You can yes, we can create depending on how you want to do your work. But for this work, let's just create house for Ekiti. From this Ekiti state, when you right click on this southwest region and then click, you know, click
Uh,
attribute table, you're only going to see the what? The six southwestern states. So you can easily right click on this. You can just double when you double click on this, double click on each of any of them, it's going to zoom to that place selection. You double click to zoom to just what Ikiti for you. And then you can what? You can close it. So this is our place of interest. But we're not going to get to Ekiti now because we're trying to scale down. The data we're working with is a what? Is a regional what data, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now why we're doing that is that we have to what? Georeference it to fit the regional what? Scale first. So it's when it has fit the regional scale, we can now what? Come down to our area of interest, our state of interest. So I'm going to go back to previous extent. Let's go to map. I'm going to go back to previous extent using this previous extent, and I'll clear this selection, and then we'll turn on. Let's turn on our southwest. Turn on our southwest. So whenever see that when we turn our southwest, do you see the map there? You see the southwest now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you see that the southwest is way bigger than what? This data we imported in is bigger than what? Than the whole area, right? Let me do it like this. Let me bring it down here. Let's assume let's go to edit. Go to view. Okay, coming. Um, we can go through it through. I'm trying to do something so that you can I want to transparent it. I want to make it transparent so that I can explain something to you there. Okay, just hold on. I'll let you in on that. Just I'll let you in on that. So the next thing we need to do now is we need to fit this data to what? Within the frame of our what? Of our region, of our original what shapefile region. And how do we do that? Either you're given the map, if it is hand sketch, or if it is PDF, or if it is JPEG, we use the process of what we call georeferencing. So what they say when they say georeferencing is simply the process of what? Of assigning the exact what ground coordinates to what? To a particular digitized image. Like if you look at this map now, notice that it has what? Coordinates, right? Longitude, latitude, right? You see it. So when they worked on this, they tell us that okay, all these areas they have a spatial extent, they have a spatial coordinate, and so I can use the spatial coordinate to align this, you know, non-georeference map to fit within my georeference shapefile, regional shapefile, so that it can be easy for me to what? To present the informations I want to present within the what? The spatial frame of what? Of the scope of which I'm trying to work with. Because if the spatial reference is wrong, they're going to interpret every information wrongly. So we're going to apply the process of what we call georeferencing. How do we do that? When you click, just ensure that you're clicked on southwest. When you're clicked on southwest, you click on what? On um that's imagery. Go to imagery. Can you see georeference here?
Mm-hmm.
You click on georeference. So when you click on georeference, it's meant to turn on. Sorry. Okay, yes, it's going to bring up a different tab to show some options. So we're going to use add control points. So control points are specific places on this on georeferenced PDF that what that shows as coordinates, that has specific coordinates that we can use to what? To reference the exact one that is what that is like the shapefile that is referenced like on this our workspace. So look at this place now. Look at this. You can see coordinate line here, right? Your longitude lines.
Mm.
This is your latitude lines. This is your what? Your longitude line. So I can pick this point and say, okay, yes, this point is my control point. If I pick it, I will input this coordinate and this coordinate into that distance. You're going to see it now. So this is 90. Just know that this is 90. This is what? 259, 25, 258.9. So I'll click my control point and then I'll zoom into this. I'll zoom, just don't zoom in too much so you can see the values. I'll click control point and then I'll come back and then ensure that your this thing is at the center of that right click and left click. So it's what it is, it brings out what another tab, right?
Mm.
So the tab says target coordinate. So this our
I
coordinate.
click on the
You right click and left click.
oh.
You right click first. Right click is to place a point on that position. Left click is to open the options so that you can input the data. So this our coordinate is given to us in degree, minute, and second. So you check show coordinate in DMS. So it's showing us this coordinate. So this is the wrong one. This is not the coordinate we want to use. We're going to input the coordinate we're seeing here. We input the coordinate. So for our longitude, this is our longitude. Our longitude is what? Can you call it? 2,
258.9.
9. And then notice that for if you are working on any aspect of Nigeria, Nigeria fall within northeast. Hmm? What did I say? Nigeria
Okay.
fall within what?
Within
Yes,
northeast.
yes, northeast. So you can either ensure that it is the east and ensure that it's what is in the north. So what is the boundary coordinate of, I think, from 4 to 14, I think 5 to 3 to maybe 5 or 3 to 15. Yes, 4 to 14 and I think 3 to 15. 3 to 15 degrees. So our latitude is what? Our latitude is what? 9,
Nine
0,
zero
0,
zero
and what? 0, 0.
zero.
So it's not, and then click OK. Once you click OK, it will automatically read that. Oh, we have missed something. Okay, no, thank God you picked it. Thank God you picked it. I supposed to tell you that whenever you click your georeference, you must ensure that you ensure you select that raster layer you want to work on, because if you select a different one, it's going to georeference something different. So notice that your map automatically adjusts to some extent, right?
Yeah,
And then
still zoomed in. I can't see.
you can see this point. Can you see this point?
Yes.
So it shows that we have picked that control point. So for you to georeference easily, you just need two control points, a minimum of two control points. So I'll pick one here and I'll pick one down here, like this edge and this edge. So I cannot see this one because of this Nigerian map as what has covered it. I will use this one, or this one. So if I want to pick this one, I can see this one. If I want to get my longitude, I will come down here. My longitude is what? 558.9, right?
Yes.
58.9. So don't forget that. 558.9. And this is what? This is what? 700.
Seven.
So I'll click on this. So I'll right click. I will first right click, left click, change it. So what's our longitude? 5,
5,
58, what?
15,
9.
9.
And then this one is what? This one is 7. Our latitude is what? 7, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I click OK. Click OK. So once you do that,
Can you reverse this to the make mistake?
yes, once you make a mistake, you just go to your georeference. You're going to see the option. You're going to see the option to what? To reset and start again. Or you
Okay.
open your control table and then delete. You can open control table, control point table, and delete a specific control. You can turn one off, turn the other off, or you can delete and you can add. So you can manipulate that there. So once you do this, you just right click and then zoom in. Let's zoom in, zoom in. So notice now that you see now our what? You see that the Lagos boundary is aligned with almost that ocean line. Do you notice it? No,
Mm.
before it wasn't aligned. We're not. I.
Mm.
I'll show you very clearly now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a transparent stuff so that you can see. So once you do this like this, ensure that you always save. You save it. Before you save it, you click on what? Okay, that's auto apply, and then you what? You save. You save your work. Ensure you save it. Once you save it, you click what? Close. Close
Georeferencing.
georeference. Yes. So we're done with that. We'll just close it. So we're done with that. So I want us to let's apply something. Let's do something view and so that you can we can really see uh, let's say, it's not popping up that option for me, but let's see. Let's go to raster layer. Okay, I've seen it. So now transparency. Then you click on raster, go to transparency, and then I can what I can make this transparent 50%. So this is now that when you make it transparent, you can see that this map now is fitted within the southwest shapefile we already have. Let me turn this one on. Let's increase the color of this our southwest region shapefile. So I'll change it to red, and then I'll increase the thickness to around, let's say, 5. So have you seen it now?
Oh, I've seen it. It's fitting.
Have you seen it now? That it fits in now.
Yes, I've seen it.
So that's what that georeference does. You are taking your own georeference data and then fitting it within the a georeference you know spatial extent, so that now any information you're working on now is directly aligned to that specific area on the earth where they belong to. And then this is also going to help you during your layout. It's going to help you during your layout of your information. That's first step now. So the second step now is what is our area of interest?
Equity.
Ekiti. So our next step now is to what? Is to zoom in into what? Ekiti. I'll open attribute table and then I'll double click on Ekiti. So this is Ekiti. This is our area of interest. This is what we want to work on, right? So let's go back to
Mm.
this southwest and then let's increase this transparency so that because we need to see those futures clearly. We need to see those futures clearly. So now once we do that, this is our area that we need to work on and we need to what to digitize these informations here. Now this is where the work becomes very interesting and where we need to start work. So for us to digitize information here, we need to understand what type of data types does this information on this map, what do they contain? So we have lithology, right? Are you with me? Hello.
Can you not hear me? I am with you.
Yes. So we have lithology, and then we also have some lines that looks like some of them represent fractures, some of them represent rivers, so and some other things, but we will find a way to add those ones. But our main interest is the lithology representations here. So what we're going to do is that for us to create this, and all these lithologies, they have boundaries. Like for this now, this is a rock type, this is another rock type, right? So this is a boundary separating them. So we're going to use polylines. to trace out all of these boundaries between these rock types. So once we use the polylines to trace out all of those boundaries, we do what? We now convert it to polygon so that we can give them that specific, lithologic representative color to communicate the information of what type of lithology is that. So the next step now is to what? We're going to create a shapefile, or instead of using a shapefile, we can create a future class, a geodatabase future class within that system. So to do that, you go to your geoprocessing, no, sorry, you go to your catalog, you expand your folder. These are project, right? These are projects. So these are we already have a database before there.
Your screen is no more showing.
My screen is not much showing.
Your screen is no longer showing.
It's no longer showing. Oh,
Yes.
I'm coming. Is it showing now? How about now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, sorry. So can you see
I
it
can
now?
see it now.
Okay. So let's go back. So I said the next thing now is to what? Is to create, you know, a we're going to create a shapefile within our database file. So when you go to catalog, you're going to click on catalog. Let me go back here. Click on catalog. You go to your folder where your main file is being saved. You right click, you expand your Mariazike project. And then on this, we're going to create, you see that we have different, elements inside it. So we're going to create a future class within this geodatabase. Right click, and then you're going to go to new, and then when you do it, you're going to see what do you see here? Future class.
Future class.
So in this future class, it's going to show what's the name of the future class. We're going to name it contacts, right? Why did I say contact? Because we want to use contact is what? The surface that separates a boundary between what two different what rock types. So we want to use it to represent contact. We want to use to represent contact within these rock types that we can identify in this map. So once we do that, what is the alias? Alias is like, okay, can we give it just you don't that alias is not very important, but just you can put contact there again, but you don't need to put anything there. So what type? What is the future type you want to create? Is it a polygon? Is it a line? Is it but for this for contact we use lines, right? So select lines. We'll select line, and then z value. The rest are you click next. So do you want to create a different? You can add a new feed. So we're going to add a new feed. This new feed, we're going to create this new feed. We're going to call it um, boundary type. Is it a geologic definite boundary, or is it a definite boundary, or is it an inferred boundary? You can use boundary. What type of contacts? Boundary type. We'll just say boundary, and then the type is going to be
Okay.
text. The data type is going to be text. It's going to be text, and then what's the length? Yes.
Why is it type?
Say
Why is the boundary type?
what is the one?
Why is the data type a text?
Text. You select text as the data type. No, you know what data types is? Data type is in programming. Text that you used to fill characters. If you select double, double cannot take characters. It's going to give you double float, Double and floats, they'll give you more of decimal values, decimal numbers. Big integer for large, whole numbers, for large whole numbers. Short integer, long integer, date, those are informations, raster. So, but one we use mostly is text, double floats, integer, long or short. But for this, because we're imputing a text, not a number, so we use text. We want to impute a text in that field. And then the length. The length is what? You can add more length. If you have to add so more a long, that means this 255 is telling us that this cell can only accept, it cannot accept anything more than 255 characters. So this length is the number of characters this cell can, if when you want to give it a name, it can accept. So you use a cell type, a cell length that is what, that is reflective of the amount of characters you're going to type, the maximum number of characters. You click next to ensure you select your um, coordinates, select your coordinates, and then click next. Yes, and this one next, and then this one next, and then this one finish. So just notice your drawing panel is going to pop up now. So have you seen contacts here now?
Yes,
So that means we've created, a future class called contact. So once we've done this, we now need to start tracing out all these features. And the first place to start your tracing out is to first trace out your definite boundary. Why we're tracing out our definite boundary is that, so once we trace out our definite boundary, this is our Ekiti boundary. The next thing we need to do, when we're going to convert from polylines to polygons so that we can give those lithologies their specific colors, is we easily pick out it as a boundary. Like take that, okay, yes, this one doesn't go beyond this line. It's taking this as a shape to assume, those connections as a shape between them, as a shape between them, as a shape between them. So let's start. To us to do that, we right click. Let's don't forget, let's save our work. Save. So we're going to right click, go to what's no, not right, not even this place. Just go to edit, and then what do we want to do? We want to create new features. That's using under our contact. Select our contacts, then select our line, and then you can start picking out your boundaries. So for this work, to make it more precise, you need to ensure that you zoom in. Hmm? You zoom in so that you can pick the correct things. You can pick them. So this way,
Wait, so is this not what you're going to do for all the whole rock types you are saying there?
yep, that's where it becomes interesting. Hmm? This is what even made me more.
Yes. Yes.
It's too much.
But no.
You said
It's a tedious work. Do you know how many rock types are in this map alone? Like what you're picking out is the different colors are being
just
like if they're different colors, that means that's a different rock type, right?
we're only picking out the boundaries between them. That's why I'm using this method. We're picking out just the boundaries between them. So, but for this one, this one I'm doing now is just that I'm trying to pick out the the exact definite boundary of the states.
Okay. Pick out the state boundary first
Yes,
before you go into the lithology itself, the lithology boundary.
yes.
Lithology boundary.
I want to pick out the main state boundary, because if you don't pick out the main state boundary, when you create a and polylines, it will be very difficult for you to convert from polylines to polygons, so that that will permit you to fill in, you know, those boundaries. And I will need to do this fast because I just hope the lights, my system can carry me till, but I will try to be fast. But just watch how we're doing. This way it becomes interesting. Actually, this is what even made me grew more in GIS. Just tracing, because the day after I learned, Like I learned within 2 3 days. But I was back in 2020, 2021, and then I just requested a data from one of my colleague, and I did for the whole of Nasarawa. Now Nasarawa is big. I recreated
Hmm.
Nasarawa, and when I did it, it was like I'm familiar with almost all the tools where to do it. So it wasn't so difficult for me whenever he gave me the work to do. So I really waste time. I really waste time. Although if I want to be fast, I'll be fast in this, but I don't want to miss out something. That's why I'm just having to take it as precise as possible because I'm going to use this map for something around something I'm trying a work I'm working on. So I don't know. Ah, yeah, I can Saturn. I don't want to do it twice. But now they are it's just that I'm trying to say I can get the shape files of Nigerian geology, but people have reached out to from NGSA are not giving me feedback. They're not even responding to me. The guys I told to reach out for me. But if we can't do that, perhaps maybe from this project, because we're running a project within to come up with a geoportal. Maybe you're part of it. If you can create as much as possible. They just give you for one region as a target. You just create the whole of one region and put them in shape files.
Hmm. Nice.
Recreate them and put them in shape files. You'll be remunerated, but just I must ensure that it's as precise as because the information that
Hmm.
they're going to be put online. It's actually an open source and it's an open source web app for Nigeria that are creating within. So we're at the stage of data upload basically, but then we're restricted by availability of data and how we want to get them. So I think it's going to be more interesting when you play a calm song and then because this requires your mind focus. And most times, you really be given maps to work on for states for most kind clients works. You only do it if they're handling a major player because it's going to be mostly specific areas within the state. So I'm doing this now because in case because I'm working on a work with the Mikiti people, so I don't need to always come back again. So I know that I already have their map, and then you just come. That's the way you make your workflow easy.
And this is what I did not like about this. When I was drawing my own polygons for rivers, I did not like the fact that you cannot just use your scroll zoom button on your mouse. You have to zoom out and like how do I put it? You cannot just zoom scroll up rather as you're marking your points. You're just scrolling. You're just moving it. You cannot use your move cursor. You have to zoom out, zoom in again.
Yeah.
It makes it tiring.
Yes, because you don't. for you to leave you're performing an operation. So until you are done with the operation before you can exit and switch to another tool. So that scrolling is another operation entirely, and it's not fully permitted except you are using touchscreen. If you are using a touchscreen system, you can what? You can do this one with its touchscreen and this one's with your.
Oh, where did thing take you to?
No, I did a mistake, so I'm trying to. So this is the one.
Is it Control Z used to correct the mistake now?
Yes, yes. I just Control Z all those points I picked outside of it. I Control Z it.
Hmm.
So how is Lagos now?
Lagos dey as e dey. You're not in Lagos?
I'm currently not in Lagos now. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm away for a while, but I can enter anytime. I know that.
Mm.
I know that they are already gearing up for. There's one now, someone who have. That's right.
If I tell you I'm falling up with Lagos, I'm not falling up with anything.
So what are you not doing there?
My own small space hustling.
You said
I said I'm inside my own small space hustling. No,
you have to
I
be
can
acquainted
focus
with
on
what
something they are following.
you have to get acquainted with what's going on. What is going on within your state?
Eh, the people that will announce it on their status will announce it and we'll see your update and we move on. To.
Sometimes you just at least know what's going on so that in case you're discussing with strangers, some people are interested in politics. And the only way you can get closer to them is when you can speak their language. And then because of that, they feel comfortable and safe. And then when information comes in that are different from that, they don't they won't hesitate to share, right? It's not necessarily that you have to be interested in it, but it's just the fact that you just need to you know be flexible. Even on my second side, I don't discuss politics like that. But once I get to see people that love it, you just have to get to discuss alongside them. So I think we're moving gradually.
Imagine you make a mistake of double clicking. What will happen? How will you reverse it?
If you can just pick up from that same point, that last point you double click and continue because this is a polyline. But ensure that there's no space in between. Imagine I double click here and I stopped. I will ensure that when I want to start the next point, I'll start from that exact same last spot.
Okay.
Why we're doing that is that it can permit easy conversion. It can permit easy conversion to polygons. It
Mm.
can permit easy conversion to polygons whenever you're working on it. aspects whereby digitization, might feel tedious. Although it was, if you have our data in shapefile, you don't even need to just to clip. It's just to clip, which is what we're trying to work on. What I explained earlier, we're trying to work on such that it can be easy instead of going through all this process. But we still have to go through it for now because that's the current status we are. Or maybe before the year end, we would have, brought out new, to make the work easy peasy. And then by that time, I know that you'll be smiling. Like, thank God. Whenever I learned.
Wait, that last point is outside.
So that's why I said, if you don't zoom in clearly, you think it's within, but it's not within. That's because I zoom in to a
Oh
very
boy.
large extent.
Oh.
So, but we'll just make do with it for now, and then I will close it at that same spot. So we've created our main boundary. So once you create it, you can right click on this your contact and then open attributable to see. So this is what the first one we've created. You can zoom in. So this is our first one we've created. So once we do that, we can name this. This is our what? Our definite boundary, right? You can give it the name. You can say
Definite.
geologic, geologic boundary, comma, definite. And with this one, we know that this one is definite, not inferred. That is a definite boundary for the geology of that area. So we're not going outside of that. So the next thing now is towards we're going to start creating for the polygon for the lithologies within. So you can just ensure you
Hmm.
pick adequately. So I can pick from here and say, okay, for these ones, I'll just go. Ensure that when you want to pick from here, ensure you're picking at the edge, of this. So how will I do that? Let me explain it here. Let me turn this off. I'll turn off southwest. We don't need southwest again. So since we created this, let's zoom to layer, zoom this to layer, zoom to, and as you are doing your editing, ensure you are saving. You save,
Even
yes, so that in case anything happen, you can what you worked on are not lost. So let's pick the first one. You can pick this one. Okay, instead of picking this one first, we take one that has a definite um, location. Let's pick from here.
that is already done.
Yes, this one, please zoom in for this aspect. Ensure you zoom in and ensure you pick from this boundary. This one we just created. Hmm? Ensure you click on it.
Mm-hmm.
Ensure you click on it, please. Because if you do not click on it, when we're converting, you're going to see some of the challenge we're going to face. And then I can easily pick it and then come and close it here since it's looking more linear. I'll close it here. I'll close it here. So
One is you double click to close.
yes, I'll double click to pick that point. So just pick that this boundary is separated from this one, and then I can pick from here. I can pick from here. Let me change this color so that we can see it very well to red. Pick from here. Change this to red. Let's make it thick so that we can see it very well. So now I can pick from here. Let me zoom in so that I don't pick outside.
Hmm.
So look at your boundary, and then I pick from here, and then start tracing it. So I zoom out, start tracing, trace.
Why was that first line necessary?
Which one? This first one.
Yeah, the blue one that we picked initially. Why was it?
So
Why did you place it like that?
because there's a different rock here.
Oh, okay.
So I used to pick the
You
boundary
know,
of this one.
initially I just thought you pick around the orange itself, not like you start marking your boundary from the definite boundary. You understand what I mean?
No, no, I used to.
Like just trace around the orange part without linking it to the Ekiti boundary.
No, I used to separate that rock from the other one. The boundary of that rock from the other one. So
We've mapped out our definite boundary, right?
yes, these ones are
Now I want to start off with different layers available lithology there.
yeah.
I thought you would just stick around the orange without necessarily linking it from the major boundary, the major Ekiti boundary.
Not really. But don't worry, as you progress, you're going to see some. We're not going to pick some from the definite boundary. Some will be no, most of them cannot connected to the definite boundary. It's only those that are connected to the definite boundary
Mhm.
that we can pick from. So, but just watch. Don't worry. When you get there, you're going to see the ones that they're not directly connected to the definite boundary, but they're connected within. So this one, I'll close this one here. I'll close this here. So zoom to layer. So zoom to layer. So most of the rock type here, you see that there are these migmatite. So the ones that are smaller are all these ones. So we just go and pick this one. Let me pick from here. I can pick from here. I can pick this boundary, this red one, this red rock type.
The pink one. Mhm.
So I can pick it.
Dark pink.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
The pink didn't fall inside the kitty. It fell outside. So this red,
The dark pink. Okay.
yes. So is this I'll pick from the boundary because it's still connected to the boundary. Now what's
Mhm.
trace 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 it. Notice that I need to continue it with the brown.
Mm.
So because I want it to be like a standard unit on its own. So
This labeling, this OGK that they put there,
yeah,
which was expressing the full line of the boundary. What if we clicked on the brown mistakenly?
we don't need to bother ourselves with that one. Just infer
Okay.
because that's why we said they are inferred boundaries. They're not, absolute. We can't do anything to that X. We can't do anything to that labeling because we're digitizing from a PDF. So it's what we can see that we digitize, but we ensure that we what like we work within the scope of what is still close to the exact information that is provided. So look at this one now. I started it from the boundary of the original pink rock layer that is there. This
Mm.
pink, this OG, I think that should be OGP. OGP should be biotite. I know. I think porphyritic granite because that's a standard NGSE symbol. I'm trying to get there's a manual. The one of my lecturer when I was in school that I know I saw it with her. She has that information on NGSE, but it's not readily available online because I've been looking for it. It has all these symbols because Nigeria have a
Mm.
standard symbol definition and color definitions for every lithology, to create a standard geologic, representation code. Nigeria has. But that information, I don't know where I can even get them because I saw it back then. That's far back, how many years now? But I couldn't see it again now. But if I see it, I'm still looking for it. I'm still in need of it. So this one's to concrete this one. So we can create this also. Also create this. Create this. So I think we're making progress, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So mostly the all these ones are smaller ones. So this one looks good. Like look at this one now.
Map out every single one of them.
Is it?
Are we going to map out every single one of them?
Yes now. If you miss out any information from it, then you've actually altered. So you have to ensure that you painstakingly, patiently map out every single one of them. Every single one, every single details.
Hmm.
It's going to get tiring. But when you get used to it, and also when you start getting the pay, you know that you get good pay on it, right? That's the main essence. That's the main
Hmm.
essence of the work. When you can get good pay on. So you can just take it like this, take it like this, take it like this. Okay. This look like this is quasite. QS is always quasite. You can just take it like this so that to represent both sides. And just take it as a single unit. We know originally they're not single units, right?
Hmm.
I took them together. So the next one, take this, take this, take this. This is also quasite. So you see that Ekiti, it has quasite, like good presence of quasite, but the major rock type is migmatite. So now this is like a primary basic information. So whenever if you are going to, if people are going to the feed and then they are mapping all these areas, this information will be what they want to first confirm. Can they really get to see any of all of this lithology as is being depicted here? And if they can see it's good, and then they'll try to see are there other information that have not been captured on this map? If it hasn't been captured, what locations did they see those features? And then they'll put it on the map, get their coordinate, and try to update the map. That's what we do as geologists. For those who for those who take pleasures in mappings. Do you take pleasure in mapping?
Yes and no.
That's on defense answer. Oh. Every geologist must take pleasure in mapping because that's where our data come from. Nothing else. Feed, 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 feed.
During my IT, I worked in NGSC Asaba. The current head then of geology department there
Yeah.
made us work from. In fact, he made us map out the whole of Okpanam with our leg. We were trekking.
Are you
He said we
serious?
must get every major location throughout the journey from where we head to police to council bus stop back to the office.
Well,
We only entered transportation twice because you might say, "Hey, let's enter keke from one location to another."
you'll miss.
Every location is important. You must show it on the map. So, not from the them, sir.
What is the scale of the map?
What do you mean by this scale? We use paper and pen to draw it now. We do not use GIS.
No, no, even on like
So after drawing our
is it up to four
well,
minutes by 4 minutes or not like 2 minutes by 2 minutes?
okay, I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, why can't I remember what the scale I used?
Because if it's 2 minutes by 2 minutes by 2 minutes, you should be going having something like 3 point something kilometer squares also. That's all like if you had to walk across a particular length of that map.
Mm. And then we took trucks along the way too.
Yeah, you have to pick samples because they have to verify. Asaba, that's Delta.
Yes.
And they host you guys there.
Host us. I don't get all the question.
So like you mean you left are you based in Asaba too?
No, no, I said I did my IT there.
Well, that means you have to get somewhere to stay throughout your IT period.
Mm. Um.
So then almost
Okay.
you said
Okay.
my system is running low already.
Mm.
And the rain when the rain fall in Lagos last.
Was it not 2 days ago? When did that rain come in again? Yeah.
It fell here this evening. Just I think just before we started the class. Let's just do for this as quick as possible. Let's do for this. For this. Do for this also. Happy again. So do for this. Let's don't forget this. Shall we save the little? Oh, my system. The system is running low. Just give me. Let me just check. It can turn on the gen. That's what I'm.
Okay.